YCW yet to score.
And the epitome of a wall has been set up by Mount Eliza. Here, broadcast side, right near the centre circle. 4 players just lining up. One of the wingers will drop in now that YCW are kicking it out, but they're not going to let this get out the back.
Absolutely. No mark taken. We're on the far side here. Grandstand side at Skybus Stadium.
YCW need to make sure that they're manning up forward of their stoppage as well. Just because they're kicking against the wind, they're going to need to take territory to score, so don't let Mount Eliza repel.
Absolutely. Tackle applied there by Hill. And the umpire's going to call for it once again.
All the work being done between the arcs, so we might get 2 umpire changeovers if this continues, AJ.
Absolutely. Ball thrown up. Rucks do battle once again. That's a great hit out going in favour of Mount Eliza. And they've taken the mark. Inside forward 50.
Great hands. I'd love to know what the defender was doing.
So they're looking for that player who started hot in Mitch Smith, but coming through the pack and taking a mark for Mount Eliza. It looks like the player there in Cooper Jackson. And that was a great pair of hands.
Yeah, both times on the YCW defender for the kick coming in was about 4 metres behind, which is not what you want in a grand final, but as a defender in that situation, you just got to tip your cap and say that a forward's done a magnificent job. It's not going to be an easy kick, but it would be a good start. Mount Eliza.
Beautiful kick for goal. Mount Eliza get there first of the morning. They go to 1-1-7. YCW yet to score, and I tell you what, Daz, have a look at the Mount Eliza crowd behind the goals. They are up and about early.
Yeah, they are, which is fantastic considering it's early in the morning. But, yeah, couldn't ask for a better start, especially with the wind. You've got to put scoreboard pressure on. And the way they were able to win that clearance, Bain, was fantastic. And what a beautiful kick on the lead it was. And then centering it to the top of the goal square, a little bit of a risky move. But when Cooper Jackson can mark the ball like that, they should be doing it more often. And, geez, as soon as it left his boot, he was celebrating. So a good start by Mount Eliza. And YCW now have got to get into this game.
The ball back into the middle. Tackle was applied straight away. Umpire's going to call for it. It was good follow-up work there by Kimpton in the ruck.
Started well.
He's throwing his body around. Ball comes to ground. It's going to be extracted out of the clearance by Mount Eliza. Smith, he's been in red-hot form early. So it's on the far side here. Murr picked it up for YCW. He goes by hand, puts his teammate under pressure. Mount Eliza have just settled a little bit quicker here, Daz. They're going to look to go inside forward 50 once again, but it doesn't trickle over the 50-metre line just as yet. Pressure applied. It's gone into the 50 now. Who can run onto it for Mount Eliza? Tracking back. Oh, he runs over it there. The Stonecats player. He's lucky to get away with that there, Daz.
Absolutely. It was, geez, as a defender, you would have been really nervous. Just had to kick it off the ground, get some territory, or try to pick up the footy. In the end, did neither. Yeah, the player was Max Millwood, and he certainly put himself under a lot of pressure. Ball comes out, but it's going to go out of bounds, and we'll get a throw in on the 50-metre line here at Skybus Stadium. He's got the long sleeves on, and it's been a debate between you and I, but Noah Saracino has started fantastically in this game for Mount Eliza. 4 or 5 tackles already. He's won a couple of clearances. It's a great start. Absolutely. Tackle applied. Umpire calls for it once again. Mitch Smith as well in the long sleeves, Daz. Yeah, a few of the long sleeve contingents out there today. So here he goes, and he sharks the hit out. He goes at goal. Mitch Smith. But he just misses to the far side. Mount Eliza are peppering here. 1-8. YCW yet to score. Yeah, the ability to have dominant wingers when you've got the wind is proving to be the difference right now for Mount Eliza. Their ability to get the ball on the outside and drive it in longs causing problems for the Stonecats defence. So the Stonecats are looking to take it out the Brian Mace grandstand side. And that's a great mark to Jackson Mead. He goes up, wanting to one of his teammates to run onto it. He just got checked there a little bit. Player for Mount Eliza, Max Long, was able to run onto it. He goes by hand, and they get a kick going up to the wing. Mitch Smith is out here in the middle of the ground. That is great ball movement from Mount Eliza. He has started very hotly, Daz. Yeah, he sure has, and they're
Bain has it now. You can't let him get away, and he goes inside forward 50. We know what his brother's capable of, Daz.
Yeah, absolutely we do. The clean ball movement's causing problems here.
So the ball movement of Mount Eliza has been far superior here in the first quarter. And they're going to take another mark. No, Jackson, he tried to just hang on to that, Daz, but he couldn't. Yeah. Ball's on the ground now. YCW under a lot of pressure here in their defensive 50. Quick kick at goal. And that is Mount Eliza's second. And finish. I think it is Cooper Jackson, the man that dropped that mark. And he has butted up again, and he has got his second of the morning, Daz.
Yeah, I mean, he just wants to do everything the hard way. He took a 2-on-1 contested mark for his first, and there was probably some perceived pressure when he dropped that mark in the pocket, but as a big bloke, you can let that get you down. It didn't get him down, and, geez, to take that opportunity, this is a fast start by Mount Eliza and YCW right now. Do you get a spare man back because you've got the wind? What are they going to do? It's going to be interesting to see because they're getting beaten on the inside and the outside now.
Absolutely, ball's in the middle. So the relieving ruckman for Mount Eliza is in now, and he was able to get the hit out going forward. It's moved to centre half forward. And the ball is going to be thrown up there. The relieving ruckman is Curtis Livens for Mount Eliza. Inside forward 50 they go. Goes towards the forward pocket. It's going to trickle out. And we'll get a throw in deep inside Mount Eliza's forward 50 here.
Yeah, getting on top in the clearances, absolutely a Mount Eliza. And Finn O'Neill might have been a bit lucky there in that contest. I would have thought the blind turn might have been his prior opportunity, but a bit more forgiving in a grand final, the umpires.
Absolutely. Jackson's doing the ruck work there against Hill. Ball comes to ground. Tackle applied by Bain, and we'll get a throw up. Inside the forward 50 for Mount Eliza. They're pressing once again. We've played nearly 13 and a half minutes in the first quarter. Mount Eliza, 2-2-14. YCW yet to score, and the ball comes out. Can it be Mount Eliza's third goal? Tackle applied. That is a bone-crunching tackle, but it's going to go the way of Mount Eliza, being paid in the back, Daz.
Ooh, yeah, might be a bit unlucky, and a few Mount Eliza boys lining up to take that kick. Lachlan Tracy, very passionate in his calling for the footy there, and as a defender, probably a bit stiff. Oh, no.
And that is a very ordinary shot at goal there, Daz. He actually had the YCW players and defenders did not mark the 45 there.
No,
and he was able to just run around, but he just hit the wrong side of the ball.
Yeah, just had no spin on it at all, which is a shame. But
and that was Riley Lovick as the ball is being brought out to the commentary side by the Stone Catch.
He's 3-on-1 at half-back's not good for YCW. Mount Eliza setting up behind the ball really nicely. And they're getting spares back here at sort of the broadcast wing half-back area. So a quick clearance is going to see the ball come back.
So Hill, he wins the hit out, but it's going to favour Mount Eliza, and Bain goes inside forward 50 once again. It goes over the back. No one can run onto it as it trickles out. And we'll get another throw in. Thompson there for Mount Eliza. If the ball hadn't have just got over the back that far, he could have run onto it there, Daz.
Yeah, YCW's defenders giving the forwards a lot of space. It's going to be difficult to pinpoint passes when you've got the wind because the ball will tend to carry, but I wouldn't be doing that for too often.
Absolutely. Tackle applied. Ball goes out of bounds once again. Especially defending the attacking forward 50, Daz, in the first quarter. You can't let it get over the back. You can't get sucked under the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Angus Cripps here for Mount Eliza, directing traffic at half-back, was named Mount Eliza's best in that second semi-final, leading the way.
So it's still inside the forward 50 for Mount Eliza. Can they get their third of the morning? Tackle applied. But it's going to work out there for the Stone Cats.
They can't just go long down the line because they'll swallow it, Mount Eliza, so they've got to pinpoint some passes here.
Charlie Hughes was just standing in the right spot at the right time, Daz. So Mount Eliza, if they're clean, they've gone inside forward 50 once again. Tackle applied, and we'll get another stoppage. 2-2-14, YCW yet to score.
Just suffocating them in their forward half, Mount Eliza. It's been a blueprint on how to play a final when you've got the wind. Fantastic start.
Fletcher Bain is being allowed to get off the hook early, Daz, for Mount Eliza. We can't be doing that. Shot at goal.
Oh, what a finish.
And that is Mount Eliza's third of this morning. Curtis Livens there gets Mount Eliza's third, and the Stonecats are a little shocked at the moment.
Yeah, they just can't move the footy, can they, at the moment? That's a fantastic finish from about 40 out. Wrong angle for a right footer, but didn't look like missing at all. Yeah, these are big problems on the inside. Bain's doing a fantastic job, and then on the outside you got Mitch Smith, who's just finding the ball at will, and if you've got Levens there and Cooper Jackson, who's kicked 2 already, not a lot going YCW's way for sure.
Absolutely. 3-2-20. YCW yet to score on the Chisholm Sports Academy scoreboard. Bain, once again, he's dispossessed. He's in and under still. And the umpire's going to call for a stoppage.
Because the problem that YCW have got, as simple as it would be to say, well, we need to see what happens when both teams have got the wind. They're probably 8-1 down in clearances at the moment. That's not going to get you anywhere, no matter what direction the wind's going.
Absolutely. So the ball's in tight. The umpire's going to call for it. The player there for the Stonecats, Darcy Murr, wanted a free kick, and he's going to get it now. The umpire circled to take the footy, but...
Yeah, non-officiating umpire, I think, paid that.
So Murr with the mullet, he
no.
goes.
Jeez, and didn't the crowd love it too?
Absolutely. He wanted to go up into the forward 50, probably for the first or second time this morning for the Stonecats. The ball's going to be marked now by Isaac Goonan. Inside forward 50 they go, goes to the back. But Mount Eliza's wall is set up. That was Ruben Hansen with a long kick to the far side. It's trickling out, and we'll get a throw in.
Yeah, a bit of unrewarded running there from Max Millwood, who made sure that he was going to be the spare man back for this stoppage, and he still is standing on the 50-metre arc for YCW. He's getting manned up now, so Mount Eliza evening up their numbers.
The ball thrown in. It was favouring Mount Eliza, but Stonecats are going to repel. They went up looking for the agency of Zar, but he couldn't take the mark. Ball comes to ground. So it goes into traffic for the Stonecats. Can they just mount something in the last couple of minutes of this quarter? They need to get a score on the board. 3-2-20. YCW yet to score. Chisholm Sports Academy scoreboard.
And definitely can't let Mount Eliza kick another one here. Would be an absolute dagger. So grit your teeth, defend like anything, and if it goes your way, get something on the scoreboard.
And once again, we're going to get a stoppage on the far side here, Brian Mace grandstand side at Skybus Stadium. Nearly ticking up to 20 minutes in this first quarter. Had a lot of stoppages. Mount Eliza,
here we go,
are looking the better side, but YCW going to mount a charge here in the last couple of minutes. Shot at goal. He's going to go across the face. Both sets of defenders, Daz, for the teams are under a lot of pressure when the ball goes inside forward 50.
Most definitely.
Mount Eliza are going to work this out. They've got it up to the wing. Look at that wind just take the footy. Is it going to sit nicely? It hasn't. Ball goes out. Finn O'Neill, if he had to just pick that up cleanly, they could have gone inside forward 50 once again.
He's had a couple of fumbles, but Aidan Dignam was fantastic. He was the winger defensive side for Mount Eliza, who went back into D50 and got that ball out. Fantastic work from a wingman.
O'Neill with a sweeping handball. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Dignan just off the ground, hacks it forward. That is a great relieving mark there.
Yeah, don't need to take a risk. Don't need to do anything down the line. They've got a few numbers.
The player, I think it was Bid Good. He goes up. Oh, and coming across is the player there in Finn O'Neill, taking a great mark. He's going to go with a low Chisler inside forward 50. Tackle applied, almost holding the footy. The pressure is immense here by Mount Eliza. Bain, he's been absolutely smashed. But the wall for Mount Eliza is standing up strong. Players just slipping over it. A little bit wet.
Great decision.
And the umpire is going to reward the tackle for YCW.
They're not getting a lot of love over the weekend, the umpires, but I reckon they've been fantastic in this first quarter.
Josh Black has the footy. He goes with a long kick. Big pack forms. It goes out the back. If Man Eliza get the handball over like they're going to do now, they're out. Max Long has the footy through the middle of Skybus Stadium. He goes inside forward 50. It comes to the back. Tackle applied, and that will be holding the footy. That is a great relieving tackle. But it's going to go the other way.
Oh, was it?
So,
not sure what's happened there, whether there was...
all he did was get up and just give him a little push to say, I've caught you dead and buried there, Daz.
Yeah, no, we don't want that in a grand final. Not at all.
So, Man Eliza are lining up for their fourth this morning. They're currently 3-2-20. YCW yet to score, and they'll kick after the siren to extend their lead. Going into quarter time here. Shot on goal. Hits the post. So, Mount Eliza will finish the quarter 3-3-21. YCW yet to score. It's been a scintillating first quarter by Mount Eliza, Daz.
Yeah, it really has. Their work inside and outside of the contest has been fantastic. And, yeah, they had the wind in that quarter, and we'll see what YCW can do with it in the second quarter. But if you're the Mount Eliza coaching staff, you're going to be full of praise. Cooper Jackson's been fantastic. Fletcher Bain, I mean, he's just put on a clinic, and we've seen his brother do it as well. But he himself has been awesome. And Mitch Smith on the wing and inside, he was the one that drove the ball inside 50 there as well. Probably the three best on the park so far. And, yeah, Mount Eliza would be feeling very comfortable with where they sit in this grand final. And YCW have already conceded 21 points, and in the final series, the most they've conceded in a game is 62.
Yeah, so a big following here for Mount Eliza. It does look just through the middle of the ground. It's a stampede of red and blue here.
Yeah, there really is, which we love, and they've been loud behind the goals, wishing for the ball to go through, which it's happened on 3 different occasions, so good to see the crowd getting out early on a Sunday morning.
So it is quarter time. Mount Eliza 3-3-21. YCW yet to score. And welcome back to Skybus Stadium. It is quarter time. Mount Eliza 3-3-21. YCW yet to score. YCW players are making their way into position. Mount Eliza players are just being held in a little bit longer. See, they've got to defend in this quarter with YCW going towards the Carr Street end. The wind is favouring down the ground as it usually does here at Skybus Stadium, Daz.
Yeah, you're spot on, AJ, and I'm with you. I think the final moments of that initial quarter-time huddle would be the defensive structure, which I think's been the underrated part of that first quarter. They just didn't let YCW get any territory at all. I reckon there would have been close to 4 inside 50s in that quarter, and only one of them looked like threatening to score. So they'll have to press a bit further back, considering YCW are going to have the wing. They were setting up as far as the centre circle or centre side with 3 or 4 players. That's probably going to have to change and be at a half-back or a 50-metre arc kind of situation if Mount Eliza have got territory. So it's up to Angus Cripps and the boys down there to figure it out. I'll back them in to do so, but YCW got to win some ball in the middle. There were probably 12 or 13 clearances in that quarter, and I reckon Mount Eliza won 9 of them, and they were able to drive forward mainly through Fletcher Bain and Mitch Smith, who have started this game like a house on fire, and Aidan Dignan, who did some really nice work in the back end of that quarter, lining up on the wing as well.
Yeah, you're spot on, Daz. We're just waiting for the Mount Eliza Stampede to exit the oval down towards the Nepean Highway end. Great support for the Redlegs.
Absolutely. Real lack of urgency from the crowd to step off the turf, but as long as they do it safely, there's no real complaints from me. Here we go.
Ball held aloft for the second quarter here at Skybus Stadium. Under-19 Grand Final, Division 1. Ball comes out. Tackle applied straight away on Aidan Dignan, and the ball's not going anywhere.
It's the message to the Stonecats. Win clearances, take territory, create chances. It's as simple as that. They were a bit shell-shocked in the first quarter, so settle into the grand final, and at halftime we'll get a much better picture on where we stand in this game, I think.
Absolutely. We're just ticking over 30 seconds in the second quarter, and Mount Eliza have already made 1 change on the bench, so it's feeling a bit like the AFL does.
Yeah, it's a level of perfectionist that is astounding, but they've got some territory early, the Stonecats, so they'll be happy with that.
it was that player in Curtis Livens who came on to the ground to go down back. He started well as the backup ruckman and up forward, but he's been charged with going back in this second quarter. Ball comes in to the middle of the ground. Bain couldn't run onto it. Comes out. We're in the middle of Skybus Stadium here. Tackle was applied. The umpire's circling, and he's going to call for it once again.
So YCW have got the wind in this quarter, of course, but Heath Bidgood allowing his Mount Eliza opponent to go up to that stoppage and create an extra number. If you've got the wind, even up the numbers, win the footy and take the territory. Interesting decision, that.
And that is a great holding the ball by O'Neill, who has started on fire, and he's putting his hand up for a best on ground medal, Daz.
Yeah, he sure is. Had a couple of fumbles early, but geez, he won't. He'll want that kick back again.
Not a great kick, but the Stonecats are going to be able to relieve themselves from a bit of pressure there by Mount Eliza.
I also think you've stitched him up as well. I think that was Maren Proudlove who got that kick away, so apologies to Finn.
It was.
Oh, great hands. Don't be doing that, son. Don't be pushing and shoving and lipping. That's what conceded the shot after the siren, but YCW are going to get their first shot at goal, AJ, and it's a pretty simple game when you can win clearances when you've got the wind.
Yeah, absolutely. The player will have to come back over his mark. He tried to play on from the top of the goal square, straight in front, but young fella in Mustillo has to come back around.
Yeah, it was named the Stonecats' best in the win over Red Hill. Not sure he would have got away with that during the prelim final, but a known goal kicker.
And you've seen it all here at Skybus Stadium. We've got the crowd just climbing the fence trying to get the footy back.
Local footy, nothing better. So he tried to improve the angle by about 15 metres, and now he's made the angle actually worse for himself lining up here.
In he comes.
Well done, young man.
Splits the middle here. YCW get there first of the morning. YCW 1 straight 6. Mount Eliza 3-3-21.
Good celebration too. The back 6 are going to set up, but all 12 players. Yeah, not sure the boys on the bench would have rushed down there, but the midfield and the entire forward line getting around. Yeah, good finish. They've settled into this second quarter quite nicely, YCW. They've won a couple of clearances. They're taking territory. So if they can get back into this game and it's close at half-time, it is going to be an absolutely cracking finish. But more of that. The ball got out the back and Mount Eliza kind of fell asleep defensively there. It was almost uncontested in the end.
So the ball's back in the middle. Got Hill and Kimpton doing battle in the ruck once again.
Kimpton been fantastic.
Ball comes around Kimpton. He gets a handball out. But it's going to go the way of the Stonecats, although it's mopped up by Mount Eliza. Goes up to centre wing. Gets out the back. YCW just look a little better structured this quarter, Daz.
Yeah, they really do. They're looking a bit more sure of themselves, although
Bain's got the footy now for Mount Eliza.
Yeah, that's better.
Clearing kick. It goes up and it's found Isaac Goonan. He goes out.
Great
And
kick.
on a long lead is Jackson Mead. He takes the mark. He's going to drive it long inside forward 50. Ball comes to ground. It is that man.
Oh, great
who just
hands.
Kicked the last goal. He handballs it over. And the Stonecats get their second of the grand final. So they move on to 2 straight 12. Mount Eliza 3-3-21.
Well, the wind might be the biggest factor in this game so far. YCW looking like a completely different team. Fletcher Bain probably could have knocked that ball on instead of taking it in the air, but from there, they were fantastic. YCW moving the ball forward, and inside 50, Mount Eliza's defence, neither defence are coping well with the wind. The ball's just getting to the back every time, and both defences have fallen asleep. So YCW, good capitalisation.
So it's going to be extracted out of the stoppage by the Stonecats. Ball goes long.
And it's out the
over
back
the
again.
back. Who can run onto it?
Could
can
roll
me
through.
Get it? No, it's been rushed through by Angus Cripps. And YCW go to 2-1-13. Mount Eliza 3-3-21.
The general back there, Isaac Goonan's quarter's been fantastic. One of the better field kicks you've seen in the second to last passage of play. And got his hands on that clearance as well, so they got to lock the ball in, although kicking it out on the full's going to be a pretty easy way for YCW to set up a repeat entry.
So we can certainly already see that the Carr Street end is heavily favoured. Ball goes to the top of the goal square. Savage it was, come over the top. And another goal to the Stone Cats.
It's raining goals.
So they get their third on the board.
And there's a player down here for Mount Eliza too. Slowly getting to their feet.
So it's all happening in this second quarter for the Stone Cats. They looked under pressure in the first, but they've moved on to 3-1-19. Mount Eliza 3-3-21.
So Lockie Doughton, I think, is that player who's coming off of his own accord. So good sign. No limp, just a bit of a heavy knock. But yeah, YCW lock the ball in and take their chances. 3 balls to the back, 3 goals.
So we're back in the middle, and the umpire's going to call for it once again. The Mount Eliza defenders just being sucked up the ground. Does the ball getting out the back?
Yeah, if the ball's not chest height, Mount Eliza, you could probably give a metre of space and hold your distance. But no, they're coming up to the contest and being punished for it.
So Mount Eliza driving it up to their forward 50. That's a good mark taken there by Sam Thompson. He can go deep inside forward 50, goes to the hot spot. Over the top. It is that man, Mitch Smith.
No way. What a grab.
Who was fantastic in the first quarter, and he just drifted over the back of the pack and takes an unbelievable mark here. And he'll just go back to steady for Mount Eliza.
Came from nowhere. What a start this young man's had in this grand final. And a bit of a shout out to Noah Saracino here on the bench, who celebrated like he took it himself, and then he's demanding to get back onto the ground. And Lockie Doughton, who went off just before, is reaching for his nose or his jaw area. So we're wishing him all the best and hoping that he's okay as Smith comes in.
And he certainly doesn't miss. So Mount Eliza get one against the trend here. We've been playing 8 minutes in the second quarter. Mount Eliza move on to 4-3-27.
Yep, we've got a game on. Well and truly, we've got a game on. YCW woken up. The wind's helping them, and yeah, it had to take a piece of individual brilliance there from Mitch Smith to put that one through. And the very, very vocal contingent of Mount Eliza supporters behind the goal. Something to cheer about. For the first 8 minutes, they had donuts. Good response from Mount Eliza. Signs of a mature footy team.
Absolutely. Ball's back in the middle here at Skybus Stadium. We haven't moved too far. We're going to get another stoppage. Kimpton's been fantastic in the ruck for Mount Eliza. He followed up his work in the air to be the last one on the ground. He then gets the hit out, looking for a teammate. But it comes out through the player there in Goonan, who's had a great second quarter for the Stone Cats. Inside forward 50 they go. The Redlegs under immense pressure here. Out the back is the player, and I think it was Josh Black, but he misses to the far side here from where we're commentating. And YCW moved to 3-2-20. Mount Eliza 4-3-27.
Oh, that's a sack.
Not a great kick in for Mount Eliza. They've worked it up to their defensive 50 though. Kimpton just puts his body over it. Not moving him easily today, Daz.
No, not at all.
And a free kick's going to go the way of YCW for in the back.
Their ability to be first to the contest has been fantastic, and Fletcher Bain's influence this quarter has been minimal, so fantastic. How's that for a kick?
Harry Lloyd drives it in. There's going to be a free kick awarded to Darcy Murr here in front of goal. And he'll go back and try and put YCW's fourth goal on the board. Just remember they hadn't registered a goal at quarter time, Daz.
They hadn't registered a score at quarter time. I think they might have got a behind. I apologise, but yeah, Harry will be looking to put this through. His first kick of the game went absolutely off the side of his boot and out on the full, so he'll be hoping to redeem himself.
So in he comes, Murr. Shot a goal, and he liked it straight away. So Darcy Murr gets his first on the board. And we certainly have a cracking game this morning, Daz, here at Skybus Stadium.
Yeah, my word, we do. And he might be a little bit of a barometer there, young Darcy. Geez, off the boot, he loved it. He celebrated well. He's going back now to a flank.
The Stonecats have certainly got the clearances going their way in this second quarter. Bain was on top for Mount Eliza in the first. Ball comes out. Appella there for the Stonecats. Players under immense pressure here. Big tackle by Tobin was applied. And we're going to get another stoppage at centre half forward for Mount Eliza, who are heading towards the Nepean Highway end against the breeze. Quick kick off the ground.
Oh,
great pick up.
Yeah.
And that player there who has worked his way in, Harry Lloyd, he's been superb in this second quarter. Black couldn't control it and it goes out.
It's not pretty moving the ball forward, but it's what they're doing, YCW, in the grand finals are a game of fundamentals, and right now both teams, when they've had the wind, are doing them really, really well.
Ball thrown in. Comes to the back of the contest. Handball out. Quick kick going forward by the player there in CJ Small. Inside forward 50 they go. Murr on the ground. He just kicked the last one. He's going to kick another one. If he's not a Cody Waitman type or a Jack Ginnivan, I'm not sure what is. He is electric.
Isn't he? And, geez, he doesn't kick him. He kicks him but everywhere in the centre of the goals. I'm not even sure that was English, but off the boot, he is loving everything he's doing. And considering the first time he had the footy, he basically kicked it into the crowd. He's loved it. He's tried to go into the centre bounce. He's been pulled out. He's going back forward. I don't think even he knows what he's doing most of the time, but when he gets the footy, geez, it's exciting.
He's riding the high. I hope he goes to the goal square and pushes everyone out. So we've had another restart here. As mentioned, the Stonecats mids have certainly lifted in this second quarter. They've got it on top. Smith overran it for the Redlegs. He tackles the player there in Zach Tobin, and he's dispossessed and he's holding the football.
Probably the only one in this second quarter that stood up. Took a hanger. He's kicked their only goal. Had plenty of the footy and now backing it up defensively as well.
So he drives it inside forward 50. Pack flies. It got over the back for Mount Eliza in Lockie Tracy, but he couldn't run onto it and it goes out from the position where Mark Bagley slotted that goal in the first quarter and basically announced that Langwarrin were going to win the game.
Yeah, it was an exclamation point pretty quickly into that game. But what's kind of gone underrated, considering how good Darcy Murr's goal was there, is that the Stonecats are in front, and it's almost come from nowhere. It's been a blink and you'll miss it kind of burst.
Absolutely. Ball's on centre wing here.
Oh, well done.
It's a 3v1. The Stonecats almost win out. If it goes out, it's certainly a win.
Another effort from Tommy Masillo. That was fantastic. Had the 3-on-1. He's copped one in the
abdomen.
Yeah, absolutely. But, 3-on-1, neutralised the ball and got the smother out. Well done, young man.
Harry Lloyd comes back onto the ground. Kimpton for Mount Eliza. His ball smothered. Dispossessed. But it goes forward now. Black takes a mark for the Stonecats. He drives it to centre half forward in a dangerous position.
They got a spare man, Eliza.
They certainly need it at the moment, Daz.
Yep, sure do. Good kick.
They're going to head out, and they've found Sam Thompson on the wing. There's better overlap run here by Mount Eliza. Lovick's got it now. He's found another target. This ball movement has probably been their best of the quarter, Daz.
Absolutely, but YCW got two back, so...
Goes inside forward 50 to a dangerous spot. Tobin was dispossessed. Lockie Bryce. It gets over the back now, and they're certainly out. Bailey Fry. He goes with a high, long ball, looking for that man in Murr, but it's taken from behind by Angus Cripps. And he'll relieve for Mount Eliza and go out right in front of the Brian Mace grandstand here at Skybus Stadium.
There's a reason he was named the best, and clearly is a... follow my direction and I'll show you how it's done. There were some great hands. He and Ruben Hansen are the only two Mount Eliza defenders that are seemingly winning a contest at the moment, but they're starting to even up around the ground. Mount Eliza.
Yep, 4-3-27, YCW 5-2-32. And if you've just turned it on, YCW were goalless at quarter time. They've now kicked 5 goals in this second quarter, going towards the Carr Street end, in which is going to be favourable all day. Ball thrown back in. Kimpton. He then goes and lays a big tackle, but it's going to be awarded a pushing the back, going the way of the Stonecats, and the momentum certainly swung around as the player there in Harry Lloyd's been fantastic this quarter. He goes to centre half forward with a dangerous kick. Mark not taken. They somewhat relieve Mount Eliza. The ball goes out and we'll get a throw in.
The good news is Lockie Doughton is back on the ground. He probably should have taken that mark at centre half back, but cleared without any real danger. But good to see he's back after a bit of a knock to his face.
So ball thrown back in. Hill does the ruck work for the Stonecats. Going to be driven inside forward 50 once again. Doesn't quite get there. The player was Isaac Gurnan and he was dispossessed. Mer, look at him go, Daz. Look at him, he's in the middle of it. He's the Energizer Bunny for the Stonecats.
Yeah, spot on. Forward to centre. He's involved in everything at the moment and he's at this stoppage as well.
Once again, the ball comes out the back. Needed to just be clean there, but they couldn't, the Stonecats. Now Mount Eliza are out. They go up the wing. Ball gets to the back. Millwood. He goes over the top with a handball to Bidgood, but the pressure has been a lot better in the last 5 minutes for Mount Eliza. They've got the footy, although they've slipped over. YCW just come through and try and relieve their defensive 50 and relieve themselves anywhere near it, Daz. It's been pretty dangerous going in by Mount Eliza, but YCW have been able to repel every time this quarter.
Yeah, finally having a spare is paying off. Both teams seem to be doing it when they're kicking with the wind, so they just want to repel and take territory. A few too many handballs by the Stonecats coming out of their defensive 50. If you've got the wind, take the territory, but Mount Eliza have got an extra here.
And that was much better ball movement for Mount Eliza.
Nearly 50.
And I think it will be. It certainly is. So,
wow, there's a let-off.
Lockie Tracy will go to the top of the goal square and put through Mount Eliza's 5th of the morning.
And put them back in front. Yeah, lazy from YCW. Not what you want at all if you've got the ball.
So, Mount Eliza 5-3-33, YCW 5-2-32, and this is an absolute cracker. Division 1 Under-19 Grand Final.
Yeah, if you've got the ball at half-back and you're kicking with the wind, trying to get it 55, 60 metres down the line is the way to go. Handballing in your back half. I know you've got the spare, but there's not going to be too many contested marks taken if you've got the wind, and if you can get it out the back, like you said, you've got the Energizer Bunny of Darcy Murr down there as well. So the Stonecats, if the ball is getting to your half-back line, get it and kick the thing. Moving the ball forward, it's not pretty. Their ball movement hasn't exactly been pinpoint and precise, but let the wind do the work and they'll be able to get it forward. But smart by Mount Eliza, and we've got a cracker of a game on here. Oh no, the most unforgivable thing in football. Someone from YCW has come in off the centre square too early and has given Mount Eliza the ball back. So this is a terrible 2 minutes here for YCW, but they're going to get away with it.
Absolutely. Chillo there takes the mark.
Been awesome.
He goes up to centre half forward. Mark couldn't be taken there by Mead.
Here's Murr.
Here he is.
Here's the bunny.
I reckon if this just keeps coming back. No, he couldn't get another one. He's electrifying, Daz.
He might have done a victory lap of his own there if that had gone through. But, yeah, Mount Eliza not giving him any respect at all.
Just getting word through in the seniors game that Bailey Schmidt, the YCW ruckman, out and Barrett in.
Wow, there is a huge development in that game. So the two guys that are going to benefit from that are the Hewlett brothers for Bomb Beach for sure.
Absolutely. Jackson Mead takes the mark for YCW. He needs to just get it and go long. And he does just that. Ball comes to ground. Where's Murr? Where is he? He's got to be in the vicinity, but it's
free kick YCW, I think.
Awarded. Holding the footy.
Oh, and a little bit of niggle. No, going to YCW. Sorry, Mount Eliza.
So there's a bit happening in the forward 50 for the Stonecats. But Mount Eliza, they just need to slow the footy down now. We're coming up to half-time. They can't concede another goal.
The risk-reward of trying to generate a score off half-back against the wind versus the Stone Cats getting another one is going to be pretty low, although, geez, you don't want to turn the ball over in the corridor, but they have.
Stanley, he goes with a long and high ball looking for Mead. He couldn't take the mark. Ball comes to the back. Charlton, it's out in front of him, but it's going to go out.
And they've got to defend magnificently here. Mount Eliza, 21 points was the margin at quarter time. There now is no margin, and these throw-ins very much favouring the team with the win. So pretty smart from Clinton there to set himself defensive side.
Absolutely. Ball just went high up in the air. Smith
Boulding
tries to relieve for Mount Eliza. So they have, at the moment, if they can just work it out to the boundary line. Players over it, and it goes out now. So it's 5-3-33 apiece here. We're just ticking up to half-time.
2 minutes left in the quarter, and after all the toing and froing, and both teams have got the wind, and who does it favour, who does it not? Well, right now, it's a draw, so probably no one.
Absolutely. Ball comes in the middle. Aiden Dignan takes the mark.
Pretty smart, then. His opponent was coming back with the flight of the ball and just got him into a difficult spot, but that's a shank. And so's that.
Certainly.
Great hands.
The player there in Harry Lloyd, he lifted this quarter. He goes in and he's found his teammate in Drew Savage, who just needs to go back. You can get the trip with the wind here at the moment. He needs to just go back steady and get another one on the board for YCW in what would be a 6-goal quarter for them.
It would be a very, very good kick, and Darcy Moore setting himself up for the celebration. Very close if this goes through.
And
didn't like it.
And there's good reasons why, Daz.
All free kick here. I think it's going to the Stone Cats.
It is. So Mount Eliza under a lot of pressure here in the last couple of minutes.
And guess who? Tommy Masillo has been fantastic. Lined up for his second, and he still doesn't know where to stand on his mark.
Yeah,
he's tried to improve it twice.
He certainly has.
But he's pretty much in an identical spot for his first, and this really would put an exclamation point on a fantastic second quarter.
Masillo comes in, and he hits the post. So that's a big miss for YCW.
And a big let-off for Mount Eliza too.
Absolutely. They could have gone in with a goal lead in what would be an amazing quarter, Does. It would have been a 6-goal quarter. And Mount Eliza, obviously, they've kicked a couple against the Breeze, but they're under immense pressure.
Yeah, they sure are. They've just got to lock this in, YCW, and create one more scoring chance.
Absolutely. So the ball on centre wing. Free kick's going to go the way of the Stone Cats. They just need to get up and go. They've got
everyone needs to get up and go.
Harry Lloyd on this near side to us.
Oh, had to be interference.
He fights on, but he's going to turn the ball over. Tackle applied by Tully. Ball comes out the back. Smith for Mount Eliza. He's been superb today. Comes up to centre half forward for the Redlegs. What can they do in these last seconds of the quarter?
Oh, he's going to pay it.
And that is holding the footy.
Dear Stone Cats, get all your numbers back.
Oh.
Has he played on? No.
So this will be a kick after the siren. It's almost impossible in the conditions today, Daz.
Yeah, if Sam Thompson can put this through, this would be a genuine miracle.
How good would it be if you see a big torpedo? But I don't reckon he's going for it. He's got to the just in front. Yeah, that was nowhere near it.
No,
absolutely nowhere near it.
Yeah, we were trying to wish it home.
I was trying to make it sound a little bit better for him, but that was nowhere to be seen. But I'll tell you what, a cracking quarter by the Stone Cats. 5-4-34. Mount Eliza 5-3-33. There's certainly different looking scoreline here at halftime to what it was at quarter time. We're going to go to a break and we'll be back after the halftime interval. And welcome back to Skybus Stadium for the Division 1 Under-19s Grand Final. And it's a cracking game here. Does 5-3-33, plays 5-4-34, and YCW had a few chances there to go a little bit further ahead.
Yeah, they missed a couple of chances pretty late in that quarter. I'm respecting Tommy Masillo's ability to try to improve his angle, and it's nearly worked the first time, but he's kicked 1-1. He's had some fantastic efforts, and I'll tell you what, YCW have been better with the wind, and Mount Eliza, credit to them, have been better against the wind as well. So Mount Eliza will have the wind in this third quarter, and for YCW's case, they'll be hoping that they've learned a few lessons, because at quarter time the score was 21-0, and if they let that happen, they'll have some serious catch-up to do in the last quarter, and it's not going to be as simple in the last quarter of a grand final. So I call it the premiership quarter, and I think we're going to get a really, really good indication of where this game is going to end up, AJ.
Yeah, just as we wait for that Mount Eliza Stampede to exit the ground once again.
Of course, a few BOG contenders. I'll start with Mount Eliza. I think Mitch Smith's been overall the best. They've had a few guys that have had really, really good first quarters, but the second quarters weren't quite as great. Cooper Jackson was a little bit quieter in that quarter. Fletcher Bain a bit quieter in that quarter, but for mine it's between Mitch Smith and Lockie Kimpton in the ruck, who's been fantastic, and for YCW, hard to go past Harry Lloyd at the moment, although, Isaac Goonan's second quarter was outstanding.
Absolutely, along with Darcy Murr, who's a highlight machine. He's gone into the middle of the ground to start this quarter.
Get his hands on the footy, so maybe more of a Tom Papley role, start in the centre and work forward. He's a good finisher and, more importantly, a good celebrator.
So we're going to start the third quarter here at Skybus Stadium. It's a 1-point lead to YCW. In the middle of the ground. Comes out to Bain. He gets a clearing kick from the stoppage. Goes up to half forward. That man there in Mitch Smith is contesting hard once again. Tackle applied. The umpire circles and calls for it.
Once again, the team with the wind dominating clearances. Well, shouldn't say dominating. We've only really had 2 clearance opportunities at the moment, but hardly a coincidence.
So another tackle applied there by Murr.
And you wouldn't believe it.
We're going to get a secondary stoppage.
Oh, boy. But already better from YCW. They're setting up defensively, their wingers and their sweepers as well. So at the moment, they've learned.
Absolutely. The ball comes out right in front of where we're commentating from here, Daz. Yeah. As Drew Savage just decided he'd hip and shoulder the sign there. And
clearly not happy with the advertiser of that board down there. Big Drewy.
So ball thrown in. Clearing kick by Moran Pranlove. Inside forward, 50 they go. Over the top. Shot on goal. Dribbler.
Brilliant.
And that is a goal. Mount Eliza get there. 6 on the board. They go to 6-3-39. YCW 5-4-34. And it's certainly the Cars Street end once again, Daz.
And it's the small forwards that are putting it on as well. But Cooper Jackson below his knees there was fantastic and gave off a very nice handball. Might have been Hayden Dignan who kicked that goal. He's just worked his way around to the wing. But, yeah, it's not hard, is it? Drive the ball forward. It got out the back again. And when you've got a big man below his knees that can be that clean, you're going to set up some scores. So well done, Cooper Jackson, and a nice finish.
So we're back in the middle here. Clearing kick. Langford goes up the centre half forward. Sengstock started well for Mount Eliza in this quarter. Smith, he turns into one, gets the handball out. Sengstock goes inside forward, 50, looking for a mark. No mark was taken.
Oh, they had 2 goal side. Mount Eliza, they got out of that, the Stone Cats.
So they've set the wall up. Bain, he goes with an errant kick, but it's going to turn out well. A little bit of a crumb, and that is another goal. Noah Saracino. So they've got 2 in a minute, Daz.
Yeah, he's deserved that. Has Noah. He's had a couple of half chances. The ball's bounced horrifically for him a couple of times in that second quarter. So good on him for getting it on the board. A trickier kick than probably some realised. He was pretty close to the behind line, so he kind of had to get the one bounce dribbler going. But yeah, YCW's defence falling over there. They were all getting up front to the contest, and they left 2 out the back on a couple of occasions. They had to pay for it. They had to pay for it, and they have.
So back in the middle, Mount Eliza are going to win it from the clearance. They go inside forward, 50.
Great attack.
Tackle applied, and that sling tackle has been paid.
Wow.
So YCW can just breathe a sigh of relief there, because Mount Eliza certainly coming in the first couple of minutes of this quarter. We're up on the wing, right in front of where we're broadcasting from, Daz. A great view down to the ground. As Darcy Murr's just been picked up by his teammate in Savage. Rucks through battle. Comes down to Bryce. Goes out the back to Stanley. Clearing kick by Rollo. Darcy Murr stayed down. He's got the crumb. He goes out to that man in Savage. He goes with a low bullet inside forward 50. The runners are out the back. Lloyd, is it? It didn't sit well for him. Mount Eliza under a lot of pressure here. But they've been able to half the contest and will get a stoppage.
They've been stitched up by a couple of the bounces of the ball already, the Stone Cats, but it's been a better start, and a couple of set plays have been really good there. Really liked Ethan Stanley, the way that he's setting up behind the ball and not letting Mount Eliza get out the front of the stoppage. And they're able to lock it in here, which when you're kicking against the wind is what you need. So and they've set the wall up too.
Inside the forward 50, the Stone Cats are. It looked like the man in Harry Lloyd was going to run onto another opportunity. But it was halted by Mount Eliza, and they're going to try and clear the footy, but they've kicked it out of bounds on the full. That was Archie Zarb with an errant kick. Ethan Stanley has it for the Stone Cats. He goes to a dangerous position in the top of the square. Who can take a mark? No mark taken. Ball comes to the ground. Clearing kick. It's going to work for the player there in Bryce. He goes at goal. Registers are behind.
Great attack on the ball there from Lockie Bryce. Probably should have finished his good work, but they're setting up nicely here, the Stone Cats. Their lessons have been learnt from the first quarter and probably 2 minutes kicking against the wind, although they're still not dropping anyone back once the kicking comes in, so they don't want this ball to come out quickly.
So that man in Darcy Murr has it, the highlight reel. He goes around the corner inside forward 50. They go. No mark was taken there by Lovick for Mount Eliza. Tackle applied by the big man in Kimpton, and we're going to get a stoppage inside the forward 50.
We could get a foot race between Sam Thompson and Heath Bidgood, who are the furthest players from this footy, and they're at the centre circle. So if Mount Eliza get a hold of a clearance and boot the ball forward, it's going to be an absolute foot race.
Sorry, I don't think it was Kimpton. I think it might have been Jackson down there. So either way, it is inside the forward 50 for the Stone Cats, and they've locked it in their 50. Murr, he tries to come through the stoppage. Umpire calls for it. There was the crowd in the background looking for a in-the-back free kick, but it wasn't coming, Daz.
No, the crowd very vocal, which we love, but yeah, probably wasn't there.
There was a shot on goal. It went across looking... It almost looked like it was going to land in the hands of Savage, but it didn't. It was thumped away from him and it went out of bounds. We'll get another throw in, but the Stone Cats are keeping it inside the forward 50, going against the breeze. Murr once again. He's over it. He was tackled by Hansen, and the umpire calls for another stoppage.
You just feel like a score is coming, and for the Stone Cats, they'll want it obviously to go through and settle because they're only 10 points down. But you don't want to be playing too much catch-up in the last quarter, regardless of how much wind is there.
Yeah. Isaac Goonan just picks himself up off the ground. Mead in the ruck for the Stone Cats. His kick was smothered. They're edging just that little bit closer to goal, Daz.
Yeah, they are. They almost need to, if they can get a hit out, it's get it into space at this point and create a 50-50. Otherwise, they're relying on a lucky snap around the corner. And here we go.
Stanley, he has a shot at goal, and that is an absolute cracker.
There you go, ball into space. Look what happens. That's an outstanding finish by Ethan Stanley, who has set himself up behind the ball all quarter long, and you're not going to get much better reward than that in a grand final. As soon as he took the footy, he looked nowhere but the goals. He kept the ball low, which when you're kicking against the wind is imperative. And he's just taken himself to the wing there. Quick adjust to the head. Geez, he doesn't look flummoxed by that at all, but you're allowed to be up and about, Ethan, because that was outstanding.
And that was an equaliser there, Daz, because
spot on.
They've come back to only 4 points down, and they'll kick with the breeze coming home. Goonan. He's dispossessed. Hill was over it for the Stone Cats. Umpires found a free kick going the way of Mount Eliza.
Who right now, even though they've got the win and they've kicked 2 goals in the quarter, look like they're on the back foot.
So Finn O'Neill drives the ball up looking for Sengstock. Ball comes to the back. It was Fry there for the Stone Cats. They've worked the ball up to Murr. He's going to be tackled there. And he's going to be pinned there for holding the footy, Daz.
Yeah, the energy should have gone in giving the handoff. He had a teammate there in space. Mightn't have seen him, of course.
So from the free kick, Mount Eliza go inside to a dangerous position. Standing there was Saraceno there. He's tackled. We're going to get a throw in. He almost took the mark, Daz. I thought he was going to butter up and take it on the second bite, but it didn't come.
And some better defence there from YCW, who are starting much, much closer to their opponents, and their wingers and sweepers are getting to the back of the contest. So clearly they've learned, and I'll tell you what, YCW are going to need to move the ball out of here with precision, a bit like Billy Rolfe for Lang Warren in last year's grand final. Angus Cripps has got about 25 metres of space behind the ball, standing in the centre square by himself. It's not going to matter, though.
Going to go the way of Mount Eliza in front of goal. The Mount Eliza faithful up and about behind the goals.
A bit of the chant going too, which we don't mind at all.
Big Lockie Kimpton comes back onto the ground for Mount Eliza. Saraceno shot on goal. He loved it straight away off the boot. So Mount Eliza extend their lead to 10 points. 8-3-51 YCW. 6-5-41.
Yeah, so he started the game, and I think he might have started this third quarter on a wing. Did know it, but he's been thrown forward, and he's looked threatening all quarter long. Couldn't quite see the hold from here, but I'm backing the umpires in. They've had a good afternoon. So when you get an opportunity like that, you got to take it, and he certainly has. 10 points up, Mount Eliza, and it's been a very even quarter, which is still a win for the Stone Cats. If Mount Eliza want to put an unassailable lead away, they're going to have to work some magic in the last sort of 10 minutes here.
So Black,
he's been good too.
He's gone over and he's found Savage.
Oh, I wouldn't be flopping for a 50 there, Drew.
He goes across.
Great kick.
And that was a great kick there by Savage.
Not sure anyone's going to be getting the distance from the arc with this wind. Which means Mount Eliza, there's a couple of pockets of space leading into the far side forward pocket. So they've got to be careful.
Kimpton needs to go back onto the line. He's in a bit of no man's land for a big man there. Ball comes to the front of the contest. Lloyd tries to run onto it, but he runs out of room, and we'll get a throw in.
And just like the Ethan Stanley goal, and he set himself up in an identical position, they're going to be more dangerous getting the ball into some space, YCW, and being able to run onto it.
So ball comes out. Standing there. And he's going to be pinned for holding the footy is Appala. I like the attack though, Daz.
Yep. Brilliant. It was in some space and just couldn't make it happen on that occasion, but it's where they're looking the most threatening, the Stone Cats.
So Sangstock goes in the middle of the ground. He wanted to find Bain, but it goes over his head. It was cut off by Bidgood. He can go up, looking for a target there. Standing tall was Sangstock from Mount Eliza. He's going to go
that's
across
two really
side.
poor kicks.
He was looking for Bain, but it doesn't go that way. Stanley has it. He goes with a chiseler, and he's found Lloyd.
He's a beautiful kick of the footy, Ethan Stanley.
If he's smart, he'll get it back here.
Yeah.
Lloyd.
Oh.
He's dropped an easy one.
And he's copped one too.
As Stanley.
Slow to get up. The play was perfect.
It was.
Just couldn't get the ball into his mitts, and he's gotten a bit of a stinger in the shoulder to Ethan Stanley, but he's looking okay, and yeah, they'll be hoping they don't rue that one, the Stone Cats.
Ball thrown in. Clearing kick by Mount Eliza. Goes up and finds O'Neill. He's going to go with a barrel, or
I like
at least
it.
try it. But cutting it off was Tobin for the Stone Cats.
He'll be wanting a target because his last kick was a shocking turnover, but that's better.
Goes over and finds Millwood. He goes further afield, finding a teammate. They go by hands over to Tully.
They're looking the much better side right now, YCW. They've more than evened up the contest, although that kick's not going to really help me prove my point, but their ball movement's better against the wind. They're looking okay. If they look at the scoreboard and only see a 10-point margin, they're going to go into the last quarter thinking this is ours to lose.
Absolutely. Ball goes long. Smith tried to go from over the back, but he couldn't take the mark. Yeah, Daz, I completely agree. I was actually going to say to you that it's not often that you're down by 10 points and you look like the better side going in structurally forward.
Yeah, spot on. Even driving the ball out between the arcs, they're wanting to use their hands and they're kicking and handballing the ball quite flat. They're not letting the wind be as big a factor at all, and it's paying off for them. They're finding space, they're running in waves, and their defence is holding up. If they're turning the ball over, which has only happened on a few occasions, they've been able to get back an impact. Tobin and Heath Bidgood have been very, very good in this, on the halfback flank, I should say.
Absolutely, and that's a Chisler.
He's at Alps playing in front.
I think that was by O'Neill. He's gone in and he's found Jackson.
Who has proven himself to be a very, very nice kick and, well, user of the footy in total. He's kicked a couple, one from a set shot and one from around the corner, so he'll fancy himself here.
In he comes. He didn't like it off the boot straight away.
No, he kind of had 3/4 of his run-up sorted and then winged the rest and, leaned back a bit and pushed it to the right-hand side. He's a better user than that, and he's still kind of slumping his head a little bit here. You've got to move past it, Cooper, and get the next one.
So what can the Stone Cats do here? They don't want to concede. Another one going into...
Oh, no.
3/4 time. That's not a great kick.
Yeah, he had about sort of 8 options to choose from. He chose the 9th, and it was a horrific one.
Inside forward 50. Deep man, Eliza, go. Pack forms. Out of bounds, and we'll get a throw in. But I tell you what,
he's looking lively, Saracino.
He is. You're not going to not hear about it if you kick one out of bounds on the full from the kick-in days, especially with the try behind the goals.
Yeah, spot on. The Bronx cheers and everything else, which is good to see. We like the passion.
Absolutely. Lloyd came through. Quick kick up. Goes and finds the player there in Machilo.
Oh. He's just been so safe, so smart with the footy.
That ball just holds up, but it gets to centre wing. YCW will be happy if they can just get it out and get another stoppage here. Umpire calls for it. Right on centre wing, right in front of the Brian Mace grandstand here at Skybus Stadium. Eliza 8-4-52, YCW 6-5-41.
You can't tell me local spirit's not back. Every time a player is getting tackled, the choruses of ball ringing out across Skybus Stadium, which we love.
Absolutely. YCW looking to move the ball forward. Although Bain's going to run onto it for Mount Eliza. He gets a quick kick going forward. O'Neill. He's taken out of the contest, but no free kick is coming.
I'm not sure there was an actual grab there. Might have been an arm around, which is kind of 50-50, but yeah, might have put a bit of mail on that one. The Mount Eliza forward. This is going to be big for the Stone Cats. The gap between 11 and 17 points might be the difference in the grand final, so they've got to hold up here.
Absolutely. Cannot concede another one as Mount Eliza go inside forward 50 again. Going to get another throw in.
He's looking lively there. Noah Saracino, who started on a wing, and his first quarter was quite good. Moving the ball from arc to arc, he was finding space. He and Mitch Smith were pretty good in that first quarter, and he's gone forward in this one, and he's looking like the difference at the moment.
Absolutely. Ball thrown in.
Ooh.
Comes out the back of the contest. Who can be the smartest with it? YCW player there was dispossessed, and that was Bryce. It's gone over the line. We'll get a throw in.
They're getting their first hands on clearances in their back half. I'm still not 100% sure on the handballing inside your defensive 50. That's not putting a teammate into space, but not taking anything away defensively. They're holding up fantastically at the moment, YCW.
So a clearing kick comes across goals.
He's the big ball to win this one.
Dignan runs onto it and feigns one.
Brilliant.
And he goes in and he finds that man. I think it's Daz's love child in Saracino there.
Tell you what, he might be. Aiden Dignan, take a bow. He was, he lulled both YCW defenders there. As if he had given the handball, it definitely would have been a 2-on-1. They probably might have known he was a right footer, so... Hang on. No, he's going to miss that. Saracino. But yeah, really footy smarts there, 10 out of 10 from Aiden Dignan, and deserved a better result.
So I'm sure the Stone Cats player there will be learning what he has to do to make the Mount Eliza faithful behind the goals happy. He brings the ball back in. No mark taken. Ball comes to ground.
Good result.
Charlton was dispossessed and it goes over the line.
Yeah, even though you're kicking against the wind, you can still make it work in your favour. Aim for the flank and let the ball push itself across. Smarter kick out, but their ability to learn on the fly against the wind has been really good from the Stone Cats.
And the ball has just fallen into the lap. Great positioning. I'm not sure it was meant to go there, but O'Neill will line up.
Been very good too.
The rain comes down, Daz. Extending it out to a 3-goal lead going into three-quarter time.
Yeah, this is an absolute treat. Nearing on three-quarter time. 3 goals in the wind, you'd think confident, but in the rain, anything can happen. They're up and about, Mount Eliza.
Absolutely, O'Neill. So Mount Eliza go out to a 3-goal advantage. We're not too far away from three-quarter time here. (9:5:59). 6:5:41 the Stone Cats. Although the Stone Cats will be kicking with probably a 2 to 3 goal breeze. 2 minutes to go in this quarter.
They were down by 21 and pulled it back at quarter time. YCW conceding another one and going 24 down. Might be a hill too far to climb.
Absolutely. We haven't moved too far from the restart position. Umpire circles and calls for it.
From here, you don't have to worry about getting the ball forward. Stone Cats, they just need to not concede another, and that clearance helps.
So the Stone Cats go up through Mead.
Good pick up.
Quick kick by Savage. Inside forward 50. Mount Eliza are able to rebound with a long kick up to the wing. Goes over the back.
Oh.
That was better defensive work by the Stone Cats. Met the footy. And the umpire's going to call for it.
Might have been blindsided there, the umpire. Might have got one over the shoulder, but can't pay what you don't see, AJ.
Absolutely. Ball thrown up once again. Rucks do battle. Comes to ground. Murs in there for Stone Cats. So both sides have got electric small forwards, Daz.
Yeah, they sure do at the moment. It's probably going to come down to these smalls. I'm not sure how big of an impact the talls are going to have with the wind and the rain.
As long as they make a contribution, Daz.
Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you what, can you imagine the celebration if our man Darcy Merck kicked it after the siren to win it? My goodness me.
Oh,
he mightn't stop running till Tuesday.
Absolutely. Charlton goes long.
Oh, really nice.
Mead.
Yeah, really good forward craft there, and he's got a teammate in the corridor.
Lloyd. Top of the goal square they go. The ball just holds up. Mark's taken.
Wow, this is the biggest kick of the day for sure. There's not going to be a lot of time left, but a couple of pieces of really good forward craft. Credit to Harry Lloyd, who probably knew he didn't have the leg from about 40 out, given the wind has increased a touch. And he just got the ball in, and that was a fantastic grab. And, yeah, we talked about goals after the siren, and it's going to be Tommy Masillo, who's not going to be able to trick the umpire with the angle this time. Geez, this just has to go through. 2 goals, wind, rain. YCW will be going in chock full of confidence if this goes through. We couldn't be in a better spot to watch this.
In he comes. And he gets it through. Made the goal umpire work. But it goes back to a 2-goal game at three-quarter time, and YCW kicking towards the scoring end.
Yep, love the fact that everyone, even the boys off the bench, are going straight to him. They know that, I know it sounds strange given they're 2 goals down, but like you said, with the favourable conditions, this is the Stone Cats' grand final to lose at the moment. And it's over to you, Mitch Smith. It's over to you, Fletcher Bain. It's over to you, the Smalls from Mount Eliza. What have you got to get the under-19s grand final?
Absolutely.
What a finish this is going to be.
So three-quarter time, Mount Eliza 9-5-59. YCW 7-5-47. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back to Skybus Stadium, where we see Mount Eliza 9-5-59, YCW 7-5-47, a 2-goal lead to Mount Eliza. However, the Stone Cats are kicking towards the favoured end in the last quarter. So we're just waiting for the Mount Eliza tribe to exit the oval once again.
Going to be a ripping finish, this one.
Absolutely.
It's all up to the Stone Cats. They put up 5 goals, 3 with the wind in the second quarter. They're only 2 goals down.
The hardest thing for Mount Eliza does is the fact that YCW have, like, they've got nothing to lose. Like, in terms of the way that they play, like, they're 2 goals down now. They can throw caution to the wind and literally, you know, attack at every chance they can, and defending that becomes, you know, near on impossible for Mount Eliza.
Yeah, spot on. So what Mount Eliza have got to do is the first half of the quarter needs to be spent trying to score. They've still got to try and score and counteract what YCW are going to throw at them. And if they're still in front, about halfway through the quarter, you've just got to defend. But they cannot sacrifice a chance to score in order to try and save the game. That tells you a team has gone too defensive. They'll make mistakes defensively, and that's what YCW are praying for. So if you're Mount Eliza, you are still playing this game, especially for the first 10-15 minutes, like you were trying to score and put the Stone Cats away, because they'll come late, as we know with the wind, but it's going to be a great finish.
Those siren sounds at the start of the last quarter. Rucks do battle. This is where YCW got on top in the second quarter through the clearances. They want to go inside forward 50, going with a sweeping handball to Black. Inside forward 50 they go, and mark has been taken straight away.
Geez, how good's this start?
I think it's Charlton there, Daz.
Yeah, every Mount Eliza plan going into this last quarter just fell over the hands from Marcelo, who, by the way, is putting his hand up for the best on ground. This would be an epic start for the Stone Cats.
Shot on goal, and he's kicked it.
Oh, he has. And they're all getting around it too. They know how much this means. YCW in all 3 grand finals today. Of course, we'll be covering all 3 of them, but right now it's all about the 19s, and wow, what a start.
So Mount Eliza really need to control the clearances. YCW just walked out of the centre in the second quarter. They've done it straight away. So only a minute being played in this last quarter, and they've got a goal on the board. So ball comes out. Murr tries to run onto it for the Stone Cats.
Gets held
He's
up.
tackled immediately.
Am I right in saying that the 6-6-6 rule exists in 19s? Do we know? Because if it does, they've missed one, because Mount Eliza only had 5 forwards there. They had 4 up at the stoppage and 1 in the goal square.
I'm guessing it's probably not there, Daz, but
yeah, could be wrong.
Comes out Smith.
That's better.
Low
How's that for a dart?
Going up for O'Neill. Couldn't take the mark. Tobin applies the pressure. Comes out to Stanley, who basically changed the game in the last couple of minutes there for YCW. So Mount Eliza can just go in short. They've found Kimpton.
Probably been Mount Eliza's most consistent player, the big man.
Up he goes. Bit of movement in the air with the win there, Daz. Bain goes by hand over to Long.
Oh, they had numbers forward. They just couldn't pick the footy up.
Stanley's in there once again for the Stone Cats. Ball comes out. Bain and Murr.
Just could have got a push in the back there, Fletcher Bain, but we know what last quarters of grand finals are like, AJ. The umpires don't want to be the deciding factor.
Big tackle was applied on Stanley there by Bain.
They've got a spare back Man Eliza too. Lockie Doughton, the man that went off in the second quarter.
Man Eliza need to be smart here and not let Stanley out with his ball movement. Ball goes out and we'll get a throw in on the far side.
I like the attack of Man Eliza. Yep, the first contest didn't go to plan, but they haven't shied away from still wanting the territory. They know that if they don't score in this last quarter, they are not going to win the grand final, so they're going for it. Love it.
Absolutely. Ball comes to the back. Sengstop high up and under. Jackson's parked himself under it. Oh, he can't take the mark. Quick kick coming out, and it's going to favour YCW. Bryce has got the footy.
Hard to do the stand rule when the bloke on the mark slips over.
Absolutely. So they've worked the ball out to the centre wing now, Daz.
Yeah, Cooper Jackson's start to the entire game was fantastic. That first quarter, he was electric. His last few grabs at the footy, had a set shot that he sprayed. He should have taken that mark, but he didn't. But you've just got a feeling he's going to get another chance or two, and he needs to take it.
So the umpire calls for another stoppage.
Because it's a fallacy for mine, this whole who wants it more. I mean, it's a grand final. If teams didn't want it, they wouldn't be here. It's all about execution under the most intense pressure.
Certainly Murr's got it. He's got a quick kick going forward.
Been that kind of day for Darcy at the moment. Between the arcs, I don't reckon he's landed one on the field yet. As soon as he gets inside 50, he's either setting up teammates or, like we saw in that second quarter, putting them through from 45 around the body.
So Man Eliza go down the far wing. Big tackle applied by Tobin. It's going to be a free kick awarded to Man Eliza. Didn't have the footy.
And Cooper Jackson smartly down the line's just gone, just kick it.
Absolutely, get it going forward any way they can. So it's a wall of the Stonecats here at the moment.
Oh, clumsy.
Yeah, free kick's going to go the way of the Stonecats.
Probably the only thing Mitch Smith's done wrong in this game.
So the Stonecats have it in their defensive 50, hemmed in on the boundary line. They can go with a long ball. Standing at the back was Riley Lovick, who takes the mark. He's been called to play on. He's going to drive it inside forward 50 once again. Mark in front, no mark paid. And we're going to get a throw in.
It's a good result for Man Eliza, just locking the ball in their front half. YCW have been able to clear a couple of times, but it's not going anywhere meaningful. So they've been able to settle into this last quarter, and there's going to be some twists and turns on the run home, I can promise you that.
Absolutely. Standing all alone was Max Long, but he couldn't control the footy. The ball goes out once again.
It's just smart from Man Eliza. The territory that the Stonecats are getting, their defenders are just moving back.
Stonecats need to get a couple on the attacking side of this contest.
They might have to do that throw in. Again, it's a bit of a dead spot out there in terms of the wind. It's stiff on the boundary umpire, but we're back.
So the ball was thrown in once again, and he'll have to do it. Only a couple of metres from where he last did it there, Daz.
And this is suiting Mount Eliza to an absolute T so far.
So it gets to the pack. Tackle applied. Umpire calls for it. So we've had a number of stoppages in this last quarter. 9-5-59. YCW 8-5-53. If you've just joined us, YCW kicking towards Cars Street, in which the wind favours them for about a 2 to 3 goal breeze, maybe a little more. Ball comes out through Smith. Tackle applied by Bidgood. And it's going to go back to the umpire for another restart. 7 minutes gone in this last quarter. Can YCW get another one on the board and equal up? Players dispossessed. So the contest is certainly heating up in this last quarter. Stanley, he goes with a long ball. It's going to get over the back. Who can run onto it now?
Oh,
got away
could have
with
been
it.
a push.
Ball comes out. Black. Charlton, he's dispossessed. That's going to be holding the footy.
Geez, they're holding up well, Man Eliza. Geez, it would be incredible if they got home from here. Their defence, awesome start to the last quarter, barring the first 45 seconds.
So no Stonecats players at the front of the contest, but Josh Black is able to affect the kick there by Zab. So the Stonecats going to drive it long.
And the ball gets out
That
the
is
back.
the biggest falcon you will see. That is huge.
Yeah, I would
that has
struggle
come
to
right
get
off
up
his
too.
bonce. Inside forward,
Here we
50
go.
they go.
Out the back.
Shot at goal.
Oh,
If that's not the biggest
that's an
falcon
outrageous.
that anyone has ever seen, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, we might need to get a check on Bailey Fry, I think it was. If he's okay, it's a bit cold, it's a bit wet, and that's out in the full from Mount Eliza. Clearly not learning from the Stonecats in the third quarter.
It's all happening. Turnovers, Falcons, highlight reels, inside forward 50. The Stonecats go once again. It's going to be punched through.
Even if they have to do it by behinds, they won't care.
Exactly, 4 points the margin now.
Yeah, aim for the flanks and let the ball do its thing if you're going to go long.
Sure, our great man Kyle will have replay of that. I look forward to seeing that.
That's a great kick. That is how you respond after a poor kick in.
The man Eliza.
Oh, that's an
Move
interesting...
it up to the wing.
That's an interesting kick.
Sangstock has it now. He's tackled. Players escort the ball out. We're going to get a throw in once again.
Had a couple of plays on his left and he turned into his right. But it's not going to make too much of a difference.
So ball goes over the back. It's going to favour the Stonecats. Murr just goes inside, forward 50. Charlton comes out, couldn't take the mark. Ball comes to the back now. There was that player there in Harry Lloyd who's been superb all day. Umpire calls for it now. This is really heating up, Daz.
Yeah, the question I've got is if the Stonecats do get in front, do Mount Eliza have what it takes to get back in front, which is why defensively this is going to be such a huge task.
So they're just trying to exit their defensive 50 any way they can.
The wall is set up for the Stonecats. Just keep peppering it inside 50.
Absolutely.
Out
they
the
go
back.
to the dangerous spot here. They had a couple waiting down. The Stonecats, Baines, ball
Great
smothered.
smother.
Tackle applied. Ball goes out and we'll get a throw in.
I'm not sure if he's going to win best on ground. I would argue that no one's done more right things than Ethan Stanley today, and that does include the chest mark that he did drop, which was a shame. Everything else he's done today has been borderline perfect. Defensively, offensively, his foot skills, it's been fantastic.
Absolutely. So we'll have another restart.
And we're having some trouble with
Come
the
in a couple of
throw-ins.
metres,
Yep.
young fella.
Absolutely. Adding some drama to the contest.
It's in a dangerous spot here for the Stonecats. Can they get the ball out to someone just waiting in the wings?
Yeah, like we said, doesn't matter which way you go, and get the ball into space, create some chaos, and the wind will carry the footy through.
Absolutely.
We'll like getting a kick in that.
So it's bouncing around. What can they do here? Mount Eliza under siege.
Harry Lloyd has set himself up as kind of a spare, which is interesting considering he's the offensive player. About 35 out in case a ball comes off the side of the boot for Mount Eliza, but he's got an acre of space.
I'm watching Savage here. Daz, I think he might kick one. So
Yeah,
9-5, 59, 8-7, 55. He's out the back there. Savage is waiting for it. High ball,
Oh,
up and
catch
under.
that. Oh,
Almost did.
had to talk.
And it is all happening.
Only feels like there's a goal or two left.
Oh, absolutely.
12 minutes gone.
So the tackling pressure's through the roof. 12 minutes gone. We've just turned on 9-5, 59. YCW 8-7, 55. Stonecats kicking towards Carr Street end, which is favoured all day.
I'm happy to be proven wrong, but if the Stonecats get in front, I think they'll stay in front. The problem is they can't quite get that next goal. That's a huge clearance for Mount Eliza.
So it's come out Tobin.
Oh, great hands.
Bryce over to Tully. Inside forward 50. They go! They've taken the mark. Bailey Fry, the man that's got a Sharon imprinted on his forehead.
He does, but look what happened. I'm not sure if he was the intended target, but the ball's carrying and getting out the back. He had a step and a half on his opponent. It's all he needed.
Well, we think it's Bailey Fry that caught the biggest Falcon does.
We think so. We do apologise if we've gotten that wrong. But Lockie Bryce, what a handball in the centre of the ground to set that play up. I mean, let's go with the cliche, but this is huge.
In he comes. It's hit the post, I reckon.
Yeah, it has. YCW, the crowd was celebrating. That is a huge let-off.
He'll be pretty happy if he can help win the Stonecats the premiership, and I'm sure over a couple of quiet ones they'll
on the
talk
fierce,
about
as Vossi would say.
The Falcon.
Absolutely. The better kick in.
Ball comes to the back.
Geez, that's 2 ripping handballs.
Inside 4-5, they go to a dangerous spot.
Bryce.
Comes down to Murr. What can he do? He goes on the left. So they get another behind, so it's now a 2-point margin. They are absolutely peppering the goals here, Daz.
Any way they can, they're going to try and get this done. They're just locking the ball in. YCW, they're doing everything right, but they just can't score.
The Stonecats have just got players out here if they can get it over the top, but they couldn't. He's just kicked it into the teammate's head, I reckon. It's all happening. Falcons everywhere.
Yeah. Jai Dignan, I think it is. Slow to get up. Yeah, the umpires...
I reckon he's out.
No, he's definitely groggy.
Yeah. He can't even stand up. He's been falconed.
This is extraordinary. We're not laughing at his state, I can promise you that.
Sure, you can start the game.
He's not come off, so...
Yeah. Anyway.
Interesting.
Ball comes out.
Mount Eliza, YCW got 4 guys that are waiting to get around the contest.
Free kick's going to go the way of YCW there.
They got away with it. Mount Eliza went at the footy. YCW was streaming forward. They've still got to win it, and they have, luckily for them.
Harry Lloyd has the footy.
They're just setting up at the top of the square here, YCW. Mount Eliza have got plenty, about 30 out.
Dangerous position once again, top of the goal square. Who stays down? It's that man who I think is going to kick a goal in Savage.
Burr.
Out of bounds on the full. Ooh. Lloyd could have actually given the handball over to Biggood because he was trying to shepherd the player on the mark, and he was told to get out, but he had no one else near him. He could have just got that handball over the top and run into the 50 and shot at goal.
Pressure does amazing things. We saw a 1-point game last night, of course, 2 here. Footy finals, how good.
Absolutely. Mitchell Smith just escorts the ball out.
It can't be long left.
Ball thrown in. It's on the ground now. Players jump on top. The umpire circles. We'll get another stoppage just outside the forward 50 for the Stonecats.
Because unless it's egregious, the umpires are probably not going to pay a lot of free kicks in the dying stages. They don't want to be the deciding factor in the game. They want to let the players play. Oh, look at this bloke.
They're just trying to get it forward anyway, shape or form does.
Mount Eliza could not be doing it. Yeah, okay, they got away with a set shot before, but they couldn't have done anything better defensively at the moment. This has been, I know we're talking about the Stonecats a little bit, trying to pursue forward, but this has been outrageously good defensively by Mount Eliza. If they get across the line, it would be unbelievable.
So supporters just down below of us, certainly walking around very nervous.
Yeah, there's a bit of pacing going on.
Tackle was applied straight away by Lloyd. We'll get another stoppage.
No spare back for Mount Eliza. Oh, yes, there is. My apologies. So, smart there, but... Oh, great hit out. Oh,
so it bounces over Tobin. Tully has it. He goes over to Bidgood. He goes down the wing. It's all Mount Eliza here at the moment, but they're going to turn it over. Ball goes out. We'll have a throw in.
It's just, It's been perfectly imperfect, this defensive effort. Mount Eliza.
Someone needs to get on Lloyd at the back of the stoppage. If it comes out, he's away.
Great umpiring there. YCW player might have thrown his head back. The umpire didn't fall for it. Here they go.
Goonan inside forward 50. Ball bounces in front of that
I'm
player.
not sure if handballing is the option.
No free kick given.
No, they're not paying anything.
High up and under. It is that man in Burr, but it goes too far. Out of bounce on the full. So another defensive effort by Mount Eliza. They've got to be smart.
Might only be one score left in it, let alone one goal.
Goes towards the line. Stays in. It's all happening. You'd like to see the pressure meter, Daz.
Oh, wouldn't you? But this is brilliant from Mount Eliza, although the fumble's not great. Well done.
Going to work it out.
This has been amazing from Mount Eliza, by the way. That should be a free kick, but the whistles are away.
Just handballs it along the ground inside forward 50. Bain almost overruns it.
Great.
Tully, intercept, goes
no
forward.
One there. Great hands. I think it was touched.
It is just all happening here. There's players everywhere. There's players down with cramp.
Oh, this is amazing.
Ball goes up. Tobin.
Well done.
He's tackled immediately. This is going to be holding the footy. So Mount Eliza win it.
Just hold it. Let the umpire tell you when to go. Time management here.
So Mount Eliza have won the footy there.
2 minutes left. What a last quarter this has been.
Inside forward 50, they go.
Oh, Mitch Smith.
Shot at goal by
for the
Smith.
Win. Geez, better than a point.
Out.
Better than a point. Oh, they could hang on. What a defensive effort this would be.
Certainly all happening here, Daz. Ball comes to the front.
If you're YCW, you'd want to force it behind.
Absolutely. Got to get it going forward, the Stone Cats. It's going to be another throw in.
Force it behind, go up the middle, and you just got to go for it. But Angus Cripps here, down back, just marshalling the troops. It's been a big lesson in leadership here from Mount Eliza on every line. They have not given an inch.
Ball thrown in. Tobin just goes with a sweeping handball. Trying to find Goonan. Goes back inside forward 50. Murr runs onto it. Is this going to go out of bounds on the full? And it does. So Mount Eliza just need to hang on to the footy now.
60 seconds left. The clock won't, of course, matter until this is play on. We said it was YCW's to lose, and that has been a horrific prediction.
So Langford driving it inside forward 50. Players trying to claim a mark there. I think it was Tobin. He gets the ball out. Quick kick. Looking for Goonan.
2-on-1.
He's taken without the footy.
Got to go.
Needs to get up and go. Needs to get up.
Get up, young man.
Get up and go. Clock, which he has.
Yeah, he didn't go over his mark. Players are down. When we say it's all happening, we promise you, it is all happening. Got to go. One mark does it for Mount Eliza.
Goes to the back. Stone Cats are out. Get it going forward, they do.
2-on-1. 2-on-1.
This is interesting. What's going to happen here,
Michillo.
He goes to ground.
I think they're going to hang on, Mount Eliza.
They need a mark. Mount Eliza can just clear this.
I think they're home.
Tully with a smother.
Maybe. One more chance.
Inside forward 50 they go. The Stone Cats. It's the ground. It is all happening. Ball comes out.
That might be it. Yeah, can't be deliberate.
Back in.
It might be it. They might have done it. 5 seconds left. They've done it. Unless something outrageous happens, they're home.
Goes out once again.
They've done it. What a defensive effort from Mount Eliza. They're going to go, I'm watching, the Mount Eliza crowd behind the goals are about to go nuts.
Ball thrown back in. Players over it. Umpire circles for it once again, and
Oh,
there it
there's
is.
the siren. How have they done that?
The Redlegs have held on. Going against the scoring end. In the last quarter, the Stonecats were peppering.
Look at the Mount Eliza crowd.
It is all happening. We have seen an absolute cracking contest here at Skybus Stadium. We've seen highlight reels. We've seen crowd going nuts. We've seen Falcons. We've seen everything.
What a defensive masterclass. And YCW, they're going to probably get lost in this conversation. What I loved from Harry Tully, he's pulled about 4 of his teammates up. It's not going to be the end of the world. It probably feels like it at the moment, but wow, Mount Eliza, what a last quarter.
So 9-5-59. YCW 8-9-57. Mount Eliza have held on. The crowd is going nuts for the Redlegs. I think it might be a silly Sunday, Daz.
It might be. It might be. It's only, 10 past 11.
Oh, that won't matter.
No, it won't.
The party has started. For the Redlegs.
So the second semi-final, Mount Eliza got the job done by a kick. And in the grand final, they've gotten it done by 2 points. Just sheer and utter defensive grit. The wind was against them. 3/4 time, we were probably against them a little bit, AJ. We thought, how are they going to pull this off? And they deserve every bit of these celebrations.
Absolutely. A cracking game of under-19s Division 1 footy. I think they've got the coach involved. It's fair to say the club rooms will be pumping at Mount Eliza this afternoon.
Yeah, won't they? What? Unreal. Starting to run out of adjectives.
It's almost, you can't believe what we've just witnessed, Dave, because they've done it the hard way.
Oh.
They've had to fight that last quarter. The Stonecats were peppering the forward 50 that whole quarter, and they've held on.
And they weren't, big marks. They weren't, it wasn't going to be a defensive highlight reel. All they did, broke up a contest here, broke up a contest there. They had no continuity at all. The Stonecats going inside 50, and the reward, well, it's the ultimate one, isn't it? What a last quarter. What a performance.
So the players will make their way over to the presentation position on the far side. Coming up next is the YCW Stonecats playing Red Hill in the reserves. We're going to have a break as the players make their way over to the far side. Once again, if you're just turning it on, 9-5-59 Mount Eliza defeating YCW 8-9-57. it.